Hi guys, it's Venture Nerd, and in this video I want to talk about I want to do my review on One Piece chapter 977. And before I do, I just want to warn you there's going to be spoilers. If you haven't read the One Piece manga, then you not want to then you don't want to watch might not want to watch this video. If you haven't read One Piece chapter 977, please read that first before you watch this video. So I'm going to spoil it. I'm going to spoil it. This chapter, this is my opinion, chapter is not the most exciting chapter. It's not the most exciting chapter, but it was okay chapter. And let me talk some things that stood to me in this chapter. So one is the beginning, the cover page, when we see Chiffon and Lola, they reunite together. That's nice and wonderful. You can see, you can Lola Chiffon, and they reunite together. It's really nice. I like that. They start. You can see tears in their eyes. You can see the joy and happiness. That's just, yeah, it's pretty awesome. And then, yeah, then we see the chimp. They're all celebrating, seeing Jinbei. You see Luffy hugging Jinbei, and you see Sanji happy. You see Usopp, Book. You see Frankie, and he says, he talks about. Jinbei says, "I carried a wounded sun pirates and had a goodbye party." So how were Germa and Jinbei able to survive Big Mom? Were they able to escape? Who helped them escape it? That's something interesting. How did they escape Big Mom? How did Germa and the Sun Pirates and Jinbei escape escape Big Mom? How were they able to escape it? How were they able to escape it? Like, who helped them? Who helped these guys from Big Mom? I'm curious to see that. How did that happen? Because Big Mom Big Mom would have destroyed both of them together. I mean, Big Mom is so powerful they'll destroy both of them together. And then he talks about something interesting about thinking about so this other thing I liked about it. I really liked was something that stood about this chapter. And there was some other stuff I was interested, but yeah, you can see they're going close to Onigashima, and then you see Luffy attacking the front festival. You see Zoro, Jinbei. Man, it's pretty cool. Like, seeing Jinbei with the straw hats is pretty amazing. I like it, but and then I want to show you something pretty. You see Usopp and the scaredy cats, Usopp, Nami, and Chopper hiding behind like scaredy cats while the rest of the guys crew fights. But looks something interesting about what's it called, about Frankie. That is something that stood to me about Frankie. He punched him like. He just punches the guy, and you could see a hole around the enemy. He punches the enemy, and you could see a hole around him. So I think he's also, Frankie has trained during this. Probably, it looks like, gives indication that probably Frankie trained during those couple of days before the war on Onigashima. And it seems like all the guys. It seemed like maybe all the Straw Hats trained during this Onigashima, during these couple of days. So it was not only Luffy and Zoro that was training; the rest of the pirate crews were also training as well. It seems like. And then you can see they're having a drink to celebrate, celebrating Jinbei, and they're saying that after this, they win the war, they're gonna have the biggest banquet ever. This. And then you see Kid, Kid like reacts, and he says, you know, it's like, we won't let. And this is part. I actually, this is for the funniest part of the funny part of the chat. This is what the Kid says: "We won't let anyone take off Kaido's head in our place. Isn't that right, Killer?" And then fa 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 fa. Right, and you see Killer, hiding his mask, and that's something interesting. I was surprised Killer or not. I was surprised Killer's still wearing a mask after that, and then you see the crew saying fa 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 fa, and then he says, Kid says, fa 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 fa. That's right. How dare they turn Killer this jolly? Imagine if we're the Jolly Pirates. And then, Killer says, stop that, fa, 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 fa. And everyone's making fa, 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 fa. So you can see all the pirate crews, all the, Kid and his pirate crew laughing at Killer for, laughing insanely, like fa, 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 fa. And I love that when he made the comment, he says that, how dare they turn Killer into this Jolly? We should call ourselves the Jolly Pirates. That was actually the funniest part of the chapter. I liked it. And then notice something interesting about Kid's ship. That's something interesting. You could see Kid. You could see Captain Kidd. Some flames around. You can see if you look at the map. You can look at the map. You can look at the ship. You can see he has some kind of maybe the face. It looks like a dinosaur skull, or it looks like a dinosaur skull or something like that. You can see if you see the flag, you can see Captain Kidd. You can see a knife. You can see a Captain Kidd skull, and you can see flames around it. It's a pretty nice ship. And then you can see Luffy getting mad. You can see Luffy getting mad and Luffy getting jealous. So Luffy reacts and tries to get Jinbei to do it. And then you can see Jinbei, steering the ship. And this is the chapter that it's interesting. He says, Big Mom is getting a Camino. He's getting a Camino or something, wearing a Camino. And then he says, this is what he says. Well, then he talks about my son. Is he even going to peek his head out? This is a banquet. That's interesting. So what he's saying is, this is very interesting. My son, is he even gonna peek his head out? This is a banquet. So now you were saying, who is it's already kind of spoiled it. Who is Kaido's son? And we were theorizing it's Katakora, and I think there is evidence suggesting that, because let's see why. One of the chapters, when Kaido, I think when in the past, like 20 years ago in the One Piece world, we see Kaido holding Momonosuke's Momo's was holding him, and he was trying in the castle and trying to holding him, and then we see Kaido wearing Katakori's clothes. And then another thing that it was interesting. So that was one piece of evidence, right? Another piece of evidence is when he said, Kaido says, I murdered the old lady, and because the old lady interfered in his battle with Oden, right? And we know, because so it seems like Kaido wants a fair battle. He doesn't want, Kaido wants a fair battle. He doesn't want, he wants to fight fair, actually. And even his, he doesn't like someone interfering in his battle. And that's kind of similar to Katakori. Remember Katakori hated when his brothers and sisters interfered in his battle with Luffy. And he had his trident and he punctured himself so that it would be fair. And so I realized that, Katakori behaves just like Kaido. And they wear this, Kaido used to wear the same clothes, in the past wore the same clothes that Katakori did, and Katakori wants to have a fair battle, and same thing with Kaido. So there's evidence suggesting that Katakori is Kaido's son. But who knows, Kaido might surprise us and say, wow, it's not him. But that's interesting. And then we talk about the flying six. And they talk about the Flying Six. The Flying Six has arrived, and so we see Drake there, and we don't know if the other guys look. I think Page One is there. Most likely we'll see in the next chapter Page One all damaged and injured and stuff like that because of Sanji. And we know I don't know if Drake is there. I'm not sure if Hawkins is there, because I remember Drake. Hawkings is probably there too, but I don't know if Hawkins made a deal with the Drake or something like that. That's interesting. I forgot. So Hawkins is there, so it's most likely that maybe they made an agreement. So Hawkins knows Drake is a traitor, but maybe they made an agreement with each other, or maybe I don't know, or maybe they already, or maybe perhaps Kaido knows that Drake is a traitor and is pretending to use Drake, right? Drake and Orochi knows that Drake is a traitor. Maybe Hawkins told them about Drake, and they're gonna play along with it just to pretend Drake. They'll pretend they don't know that Drake is a spy, but they know he's a spy, and they're just pretending. And they're gonna maybe, who knows? We'll see. So yeah, this chapter was not the most exciting chapter, but exciting chapter. It's not like the exciting chapter, but it's a good chapter. I think the best chapter part of the chapter was Kid saying that we're the Jolly Pirates and they're laughing at Kid. Kid has a sense of humor. He has that sense of humor, and so I hope you like this video. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos. And I hope you have a wonderful day and be safe from the virus. And bye for now.